Who said ramen noodles can be bougie? Guys, come on. They can be pimped up to be the most beautiful dish you can ever make. So yeah, let's make some ramen noodles. So I just laid out all the ingredients that I'm going to need for this recipe. So let's prepare the veggies that we're going to use. You can use whatever veggies it is that you like. You can add or subtract from the ones I used. So just go ahead and cut your vegetables, leaving them a bit chunky so that they retain their crunchiness and the visuals when you're done cooking the dish. When it comes to those ramen noodles, I feel like everyone has got a weird story to tell. Mine is from back in the day when I was in boarding school. We used to pack those noodles in our trunks. We had what we called trunks. We would pack some snacks, tinned foods, things like that. So yeah, noodles were one of those things that we used to pack in our trunks, and we used to eat them on special occasions. We'd come together with our friends, one contributes a packet of noodles, and one contributes a tin of baked beans, the other one contributes some tinned beef, the other one contributes a tablespoon or two of mayonnaise, ketchup, etc. Then we'd make them by just soaking them into warm water or hot water, and then just leave them to soak until they're all ready, and then add the spices, add the tin, the mayonnaise and the ketchup, and would have a great day, I'm telling you. So would actually not go to the dining hall to eat like the freshly cooked food. Would be eating noodles in the hostels. And then when they're all done in the trunks, I remember we used to call that dry season, when you have nothing left and now you're relying on the food from the dining hall, which wasn't the best if I'm being honest. So yeah, that's my story from high school. Do comment down below what your weird ramen noodle story is. So yeah, let's just brown some ground beef. That's what I had, but you can use any protein of your choice. You can use chicken, you can use sausages, you can use whatever it is that you have. So I like to brown my meat first. Every time I cook some protein, it just releases the flavor. And so you guys, by the way, they ended up burning like the kettles we used to boil water in, so that we can make our noodles, we can take a warm bath, etc. when we're in boarding school. So what happened was, we still used to make the noodles, but this time around we just soak them in cold water and then put them by the sun. I don't know, it used to help. Like by the time you get them, they'll actually be warm. So yeah, I ate way too many noodles, and if I'm being honest, I don't think they tasted that great. Using today's standards, but back in the day, yo, that was like the best thing ever. So you would look forward to Saturday afternoons with your friends, when you just sit over a bowl of warm noodles that has been soaked in water with very little spices, because mind you, the spices we had were only the ones from the noodle sachet. So yeah, it was quite a time to be alive. So yeah, just go ahead and season your meat. I just use whatever seasonings you had. I had 7 colors, I had some aromat, I had some paprika, some cayenne pepper. I also had onion and garlic powder as well. So that's what I used. Oh, did I add that my school ended up banning those noodles as well as the tinned beef, because it was so important to us. We never used to go for our daily meals. Like, we'd just eat this junk food, we'd eat our noodles in the hostel and not eat anything, and people started becoming sick. So they were like, yep, no more. As well as we started getting food poisoning from it, because sometimes it was such a special meal. So sometimes you would leave it out, like you just eat a bit and then you leave it out. We didn't have a fridge in our dorm rooms, and then you're like, oh, I'm going to eat this in the evening, oh, I'm going to eat it tomorrow in the evening, things like that. So we started getting stomach problems, we had food poisoning. So our school was like, nope, no more Because imagine just giving your teenager or any young person a bunch of snacks, a bunch of noodles, and then they've banned like the electric jugs, the electric kettles to make anything warm, and then they just live off of cold food, they just live off of junk food, just live off of their snacks and everything, and not eat anything warm or freshly cooked. So that used to be us until our school was like, nope, not on our watch. So I added my carrots. Remember to add the vegetables that take the longest to cook first. So for me, that was the carrots. That's why I put them first. I just like to make them a bit soft. For some reason, I don't like crunchy carrots in cooked food, but if it's in salads that are fresh, I'm okay with that. That's why I always add them first. But if you do like crunchy carrots in your food, I feel like you can add them together with the peppers and the onions and things like that. So on the side, I just went ahead and cooked my noodles. You don't need to cook them for long. Leave them while they're a bit al dente still. So just pour your hot water over them and bring them to a boil. Also you can add the spices from the sachets on the noodles. Then just bring them to a boil until they're al dente. I like chili food, so I usually add both parts of the sachet. That's the spice and then the chili side. I even add more chili. It's just me. I like things hot. Just give them a good mix and bring them to the boil. But remember, you guys, do not make the noodles until you are almost done making your meat, because they will overcook. They will overcook. Even after you drain the water, they will still continue to cook. So when you start putting your peppers, that's when you start making the noodles. So I just added in my peppers and everything, the onions, and just mixed until my onions were a bit translucent. That's the gauge I always use to make sure that I've adequately cooked my veggies. Oh, and also in boarding school, how many packets of noodles would equate to how rich you were? For some reason, I don't know if those noodles were very expensive back in the day or what, because why would you equate ramen noodles to being wealthy? It's just a weird concept. And when boarding school closed off from the rest of the world, so this was just like super fancy. People be like, it's got so many noodles, it's got the tins, it's got mayonnaise and ketchup. Now when I think about it, I'm just like, come on, really? So yeah, just cook your veggies until they're very soft and translucent. As you can see, I had already removed my noodles. I might have cooked them a bit too early, but yes, I removed them and I drained off all the water. Then put them back into the pot and just mixed around a bit. So then I started to add my sauces. That's some soy sauce. I usually prefer like the dark soy sauce that's a bit thick. It really gives that nice flavor in the color as well. That's Worcester sauce. I don't know if I said that right. I never know what to say when it comes to the sauce. If anyone has some tips on how to pronounce the sauce, please help me out in the comment section, because I'm in a lot of trouble. So yeah, I just adjusted my seasoning. That's me adding some freshly ground black pepper and giving it a good mix. Remember, do not over mix and be gentle with the mixing so that you don't break up your noodle. I also used a tongue at some point just to make sure that you don't break them up. If you'd like to increase your wet size by a few more inches, you can just add a bit of butter when you're now on the mixing stage and let them fry a bit to become a bit crispy. It's so delicious. So just dish them out and enjoy. So that is all from me. Make sure you like, you comment, you subscribe, and don't forget to share your weird noodle stories in the comment section down below. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.